and welcome to the channel. Tonight I am going to make a chow mein for supper. And it is a very super simple, easy recipe to do. You can do it with canned ingredients, you can do it with frozen ingredients, you can do it with freeze-dried ingredients, you can even do it with fresh ingredients. It's your choice. Tonight I'm going to show you how I do a little bit of all of it, except for the fresh. I don't have any of the fresh stuff on hand. So let's get started. The whole reason why Kirk and I decided to homestead was we felt that it was very important for us to be able to put food on the table no matter what happened. I think everybody's eyes were opened in 2020 when food shortages were actually a thing and not just something that happened in other countries. And it really opened our eyes up to realizing we want to be able to put food on the table no matter what happens. And so we got very serious about homesteading. We were doing some gardening and doing some chickens beforehand and such like, but very shortly after 2020 we got ourselves a milk cow. We started raising meat birds. I'm hoping to add some pigs in the future. And the other thing that I added is freeze-dried foods. I've partnered with Thrive Life freeze-dried foods, and so I love buying their stuff. Also get some commission anytime somebody else buys them using my referral link. So this is a super easy meal. It's a chow mein. And between the canned ingredients, the freeze-dried ingredients, and the tiny little bit of frozen that I'm going to use, actually cooking the rice is going to be the longest part, which takes about 20 minutes. So I'm going to get my rice started and then I will walk you through how I'm going to make chow mein. First things we're going to do is start off with some meat. Yes, this is canned chicken. Thrive Life does offer chicken that is freeze-dried. However, I don't normally buy my meats from Thrive just because we tend to have it in the freezer. However, we are running very low, as in I only have one chicken left. So I resorted to buying some canned chicken. Hopefully by late summer, I will have my own canned chicken from our own chickens. But till then, here's Costco chicken. Next step is some carrots. Honestly, I can't remember if these came from my garden or if they came from my mother's garden. But either way, these are garden carrots. I'll do about half. The nice thing about the canned is it does have a lot of already liquid added to it. And I'm going to throw some peas in there. Again, just kind of a handful. Chow mein is one of those meals that you really can use whatever vegetables you want. I know you can buy canned chow mein like completely ready to go, but I kind of like putting my own in. Next I'm going to put some corn in. And I'm going to do a little bit of celery. Got to be careful with this because my kiddos will find it. And they'll be asking, what's that green stuff in there, Mom? So I'm just going to if you kind of pinch freeze-dried food, it kind of turns into a powder and in smaller pieces. And so they don't find it quite as quickly that way. And celery is one of those things that just kind of makes the chow mein, along with some red peppers. Again, these are all nicely chopped up, but I am probably going to go ahead kind of squeeze them a little bit. So we're getting the flavor, but not necessarily the chunks, because, you know, heaven forbid the kids find vegetables. Actually, my kids do pretty well, but there are a handful of vegetables that they really raise their eyebrows to. The last one is some chopped onions. I buy this as a number 10 can because I go through these onions a lot. And these are already nice and thin that they can't hardly find it. They're learning though. They're learning to ask, Mama, does this have onions in? And I'm like, why don't you just taste it and see what you think? So I am going to probably add just a touch more water and bring that up to a boil. So go ahead, bring that up to a boil, put a lid on it, and you can't see it, but I have a pile of dishes behind this camera. So as that comes to a boil, I'm gonna work on some dishes. It is boiling. I pretty much put my ingredients away and got the next ingredients, and it's already boiling. So I'm going to go ahead, turn that down a little bit, and make the thickening next, or the sauce. So I need a cup of cold water. Then I need 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon of sugar, 6 tablespoons of soy sauce. I use this liquid aminos instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-ish. You understand that when you cook often, you kind of just wing it and measure it how it is. The last one is some cornstarch. See how much of a poof mess I can make with this. So I want 1/3 cup of cornstarch. Kind of stir this all together here. Get some of those lumps out. There we go. And now kind of let this come back up to a boil, and it will get nice and thick. And have to wait for the rice. Let this thicken up. You guys, this is taking me 5-10 minutes. The rice takes about 20 minutes to cook. So once this is thick, I'll just turn it down and kind of let it continue to soak in the flavors, soak in that thickening. But this is something that can be done. If you use minute rice, you could probably have this meal on the table ready to go in 10 minutes. If you use a rice cooker, you're probably looking at 20 minutes. So super, super fast to make. That's another huge reason why I love freeze-dried food, because you just dump it and you're good to go. You don't have to do any kind of chopping. Frozen is still really simple too, but you have to bring it up to heat and then let it cook. Where with freeze-dried, you just start cooking it immediately. And it's already, you know, like I said, chopped up. The beautiful thing about Thrive Life is they use foods that were picked at peak ripeness, so all your vitamins and minerals are still in there. Been learning a lot about that. Your so-called fresh vegetables and fruit that's at the grocery store is already multiple days old, and number one, they never got to peak ripeness. They can't. You can't ship it when it's peak ripe. Like, it'll be rotten by the time it gets to the stores. So number one, it never had the packed nutrients that it's capable of doing. And number two, the older it gets, the more that stuff just naturally disintegrates and comes out of it. So this freeze-dried food is actually higher nutritionally dense than fresh produce at the store. My rice is starting to bubble up. So I'm guessing, yeah, another 5 or 10 minutes on that. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that got thick. Okay, we are gonna turn you way, 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 way down. Wow, that got thick, just like that. Okay. You may even have to turn it off or it's gonna burn. It's already trying to stick to the bottom. Supper's done. Last thing you want is some chow mein noodles. And we will put rice in a bowl, put the chow mein on top, put some of these noodles on, do a little bit of this over top. You're done. The rice has just clicked off, meaning it is fully cooked. And so yes, it was about 20 minutes for the rice to fully cook. The meal itself was about 10 minutes. You guys, that's faster than a frozen pizza. Not that I have anything against frozen pizza. I understand when mama's tired and needs something, frozen pizza works really, really well. But to have chow mein for supper in the same amount of time that it takes to make a frozen pizza, and quite frankly, all you have to do is dump some stuff in, and then dump a little bit more stuff in, and it's ready. So now I just have to wait till the kids and dad come in from playing outside. So, a bowl of rice. Don't forget to share to the other mamas who need a meal on the table in 20 minutes or under. Enjoy!